Wasabi guys, welcome back to another Magic Market Watch video. For the second week of July, we're looking at, again, some more Impact. Double Masters 2022 is going to be driving the price down for a lot of these original prints. It's going to be a slower week because I'm not going to talk about the reprints just yet. I want to give those at least a week and change to determine their value because I feel like we need some more supply. We need to see how the buyers are behaving. And if you enjoy these Market Watch videos, hit the subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. I enjoy having you here. We are well past 38,000 subs. We're knocking on 40's door. Thank you so much. We're going to talk about the first card here, the first gainer, and it is Molten Echoes from Commander Innistrad Crimson Vow. Now, this is originally from Commander 2020. I'm a little bit cautious about this because it is specifically a Commander card. I mean, it's playable eternally, but I don't know the combos. There's got to be something with a Commander that people are discovering. Either that or someone else is hyping this up. I've read it. It's a good card. Whenever a non-token creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield under your control, you create a token that's a copy of that creature. It gains haste, but you have to exile it at the beginning of the next end step. So if you're playing more of a tribal dragon deck, I could see this being really strong with Miram, because that commander's all about getting additional copies anyway. This would just tack onto that, but it could be powerful in other tribes. But getting around $8, the market price there, I don't know if that's going to be super realistic. It is technically a reprint, so it's not going to be super hard to find, but we'll have to wait another week. Let's see where this is at. To me, that's really a test of whether something is all hype or it's actually a good card that people want. Speaking of hype, this is a card I've been hyping all year, Mnemonic Deluge. It's just pure power in Spellslinger decks. If you can get to 9 mana, you exile target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard, you copy that card 3 times. It doesn't even have to be your card, which is what's so crazy about it. It could be the best instant or sorcery that's played during the game, and you suddenly get to copy it 3 times. You get 3 times the value for 9 mana. I understand the worst case scenario for this card is pretty big. You just use it on a cantrip. That's not very satisfying, but I like where it's going. I like what we could do with this card in Commander, especially if you're more of a casual fan. This is what you live for. You want to spend 9 mana on something that could really change the game, and I think it's getting an appropriate market price that reflects that. Almost to $5 now. It could go back down, but I think this is really the start of people acknowledging the power of Commander Legends. We got a lot of these mythics, a lot of rares that flew under the radar, and it was a very popular set. A lot of people opened it. However, I still think that mythics like these, you have the other 9 mana sorceries, you get 1 for each color, I believe, that are just waiting for their opportunity to grow in value. It could be because of videos like these. I've talked about Mnemonic Deluge at least 2 times before. I think we also talked about it being one of those cards from Commander Legends last week or the week before that was heading up. And here we are this week, it's making a run. And then we have another card from Commander Legends, although I believe this is from the pre-con deck with Commander Legends. It's so confusing, I hate this. It's my biggest complaint for the Commander Legends sets is that they decided they would go with the same set symbol. And while the easiest way to tell between this and a normal main set Commander Legends card is the number in the bottom left, to the untrained eye that's just skimming through cards and you're not focusing on that number, you're gonna lump this in with every card in the main set. I've made that mistake a couple times because I'm not used to them doing this. It's so confusing why they didn't just give it a different set symbol. But Timely Ward is a great protection card. I don't want to distract from that. Basically has flash if you have a commander and you're targeting it, and it gives the enchanted creature indestructible. Now, indestructibility for 4 mana is not really that good, but if you had the option of making it a response, it would be a lot better. Because of course, no one's going to spend removal on something that's indestructible, so that's the advantage that you have here. You can make someone waste a kill spell, waste a board wipe, if their goal is to get rid of that commander. This isn't the first time it went on a run either. As you can see earlier in the year, April, May, it was on the Magic Market Watch. And this week, it's going right back over $4 where it was at the beginning of the year. It's another undervalued card, another card I think that flew under the radar for a long time, but now it's getting the respect it deserves. And the last gainer of the week, we have Bonus Round from Battle Bond. Speaking of sets with a lot of underrated cards, Bonus Round is another awesome card for Spellslinger decks. Until end of turn, whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, that player copies it and may choose new targets for the copy. So it's like a lot of those fork cards in red, where you're just copying instants and sorceries, but this is something you play before you go off. So every time you play something like a Brainstorm, you're getting 2 Brainstorms. You have a burn spell, you can copy the burn spell, deal double that damage. It's pretty incredible, and I still think it's reasonably costed at only 3 mana. In Commander, what's 3 mana mid to late game? It's a pittance. It really shouldn't stop you from doing anything else, trying to win. And it at one point was, as you can see, around $10, but it's been on a steady decline over the past year and a half, and now it's just climbing back above that $5 market value. And then we move on to our losers. First one is one of the best commons ever made in Devoted Druid from Shadowmoor. Looking at the chart, this was on the Magic Market Watch for a completely different reason earlier this year. It was making a run up well above $5 after being in the $2 to $3 range for a while there. Even looked like it was going to make a run to 10, but then it got a new Capenna reprint, I believe, and that drove the value right back down, making it even easier to find than it was before. And to be fair, it's been a common and uncommon. We're not talking about a big value chase card here, but it's another one that did get a reprint even more recently in Double Masters 2022. So it's that 1-2 punch killing this card's value. If you were thinking this was going to go even higher than $5, I really hope you didn't put all your eggs in one basket, because this card's only really going to be a decent uncommon that will pad the value for your Masters set. One of the better uncommons you're going to pull in anything, of course, but because the supply's going up, it's much easier to find. Then we have Curse of Opulence. This is another card that was harder to find, but for different reasons. It is a Commander exclusive card, originally printed in Commander 2017, and went a long time without a reprint. But that all changed. It was on the list. We have Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate. It was right there at $15, and now, sadly, it is down back to $5, which it only really started this climb back a year and a half ago. We're right back to where we started, but that's just how it goes with these Commander cards. They get a reprint and the value just tanks. It's one of the better curses too. It's only 1 red mana, and you're offering treasure tokens to other players if they attack that player. So that could fit into treasure token strategies. It's very versatile. Then we talk about Sensei's Divining Top. This is the reprint from Eternal Masters though, and as you can see, this was getting in that danger zone, pushing $70, but then we have the reprint bringing it right back down to reality of $30 in the market value. This is a pretty significant drop here. We're talking around 50% for a card that is still good. People want Sensei's Divining Top. They've wanted it forever. Eternal Masters is back in 2016 for crying out loud, and it still grew in value after that reprint. So it's not the card, but it could be the supply that people are getting through Double Masters 2022. Just an overabundance of these rares. And it's not going to be a chase card necessarily for Double Masters. I would say it's closer to being a middle tier rare in that set, which isn't going to do it any favors for its value. And the last loser to talk about is Concordant Crossroads. This is another big rare that got a reprint in Double Masters 2022, but now it's closer to that Sensei's Divining Top territory. This at one point was a $50 card, and this is the reprint from Chronicles. Legends as a set is going to have a much better premium, of course, but for a lot of people who are looking to get a Concordant Crossroads for cheap, this was the version they went to for a long time. And now we're seeing it start to collapse a little bit. It is interesting that this got a reprint of all cards, because I think fundamentally Concordant Crossroads is just a busted card. Giving all of your green creatures haste is totally different than giving your red creatures haste with something like Fervor. You have things like Mana Dorks, that just makes it way more powerful in green. And to have this only on 1 mana is even more ridiculous. So yes, it's been a very sought after card for a long time, even this version in Chronicles. So anyway, that's going to do it for the Magic Market Watch, July 14th edition, 2022. Let me know what you think about the latest Master set. Commander Void here signing off. I will see you all next time.